Ever felt like your betting app was watching you? Like the moment you started winning, it flipped the script. You are not paranoid. Here's what I found. Betting is supposed to be a two-way street. You either win or you lose. That's the deal. That's what everyone accepts before placing a bet, right? But what if I told you that in the world of virtual betting, that deal is not only unfair, but it is heavily weighted in the favor of the house? Today, I'm going to share something that most platforms don't want you to know. My own real experience after weeks of testing and trying to crack how these games really work. Now, let's start with one of the most popular virtual games out there, the flying plane game. You may know it by names like the Aviator, JetX, or other clones, but it is the flying plane game. The idea of this game is very simple. A plane will take off, then it climbs. The longer it flies, the higher your multiplier. That is, the higher your money. But if it crashes before you cash out, you lose all your money. These platforms proudly claim it's fair and based on random numbers. In fact, some will even say the algorithm is public and provably fair. But from what I experienced, that statement needs to be questioned. Here's what I did. I ran the game on two mobile phones at the same time, logged in with different accounts, but on the same platform. At first, it seemed promising. The result was identical on both phones. If the plane crashes at 1.5x on phone A, it crashes at 1.5x also on phone B. So that means both the first and the second phone are identical. Just like watching the same live stream on two devices. That actually gave me some confidence for some time. I thought maybe it's actually fair. But soon enough, that changed. Maybe the platform updated their system, or maybe they got too greedy, who knows. But one day, that same test produced two different outcomes. Phone A showed the plane flying to 2.3x, while phone B showed a crash at 1.1x. Wait, what? I refreshed, try again. The same outcome. Now, every player was getting a different version of reality. It was no longer a shared experience. It became a simulation. That change alone flipped everything I thought I understood about virtual betting. If the game was truly fair like they said, why would each player be seeing different results? This shift means the game is no longer random and fair across all players. It's now customized, and that gives the house complete control to manipulate the outcomes for each user. They can decide when you win, and also they decide when you lose. And that's exactly what I noticed next. Every time I used a specific pattern to win consistently, suddenly the pattern would fail. If you win too much in a row, the algorithm kicks in. It seems to mark your behavior and track you. It tracks and blocks you from exploiting any winning strategy. Well, to me, that's not random. That's algorithm sabotage. Now, let's talk about another virtual betting game. It's called Mines. M-I-N-E-S. In this one, you see grids of boxes. Let's say there are 20 in total. You choose how many mines you want to hide in these boxes. The more mines you choose, the higher the potential payout for each correct click. For example, with 3 mines out of 20 boxes, you might get 1.1x of your money on that first click. That's 10%, right? If you keep going, the odds increase slowly. But if you hit a mine, you lose all your money, including your gain. Now, here's what I did. I played smart. I went for just 1 box per round, took the small profit and cashed out. Again and again, I did this over 30 times, if I'm not mistaken. My profit stacked up to more than 150% of my original stake. That means if I've used $100, I am getting total more than $250. It felt like I found the golden strategy, but then the pattern stopped working. Suddenly, I was losing on my first click, and not just once. I was losing consistently. What changed? It wasn't me actually, the algorithm did. It tracked my behavior and adjusted the game, as if it said, "Oh, this guy is winning too much, let's shut him down." And here's the thing. These virtual betting games may appear random, but they are engineered to track patterns and behaviors. The moment they detect someone beating the system, they change the odds. And that is what I call manipulation. That is control, but that is not fair. Here's another thing I noticed. When you join these platforms newly, you almost win your first few games. It doesn't matter which virtual game you play, you will notice this trick. You play small, you win. You get excited. You start to believe the hype. Maybe you even increase your stake. That's when the loss streak hits. It's psychological conditioning. They give you hope first, then you keep coming back. And now, when you lose too much and you think of quitting, they give you a small win, just enough to make you question your living. Let's say you lost $500. You're about to uninstall the app. Then, out of nowhere, you win $100 using a small stake of like $5. Now you may think, maybe I'm back on track. They give you part of your loss just to keep you emotionally invested. Then, of course, you lose again. That's the business model. And make no mistake, of course, this is a business, and it is designed for your loss to be their profit. I also notice that bigger bets have worse outcomes. When you play with maybe $1 or $5, you might win frequently. You might. But when you try placing maybe $100 or more, and suddenly you lose more. Why is it like this? Because the system knows how to protect the house. It's safer for them to let you win small, but the moment you're about to take a significant amount, the system turns against you. You see, in traditional betting or casinos, you at least get a fair chance of winning because you are dealing with live dealers or public odds. But in virtual betting, the code is the casino, the algorithm is the dealer, and you don't get to see what's behind the curtain. People win, of course, because if no one won, no one will keep playing. but the number of big losers outweighs the winner by a huge margin. Let's say 1 million people play a particular virtual game. Out of that, maybe 100 people win big, another 100,000 win tiny amounts. What about the rest? Total loss. And the house? They keep racking in money, running the same loop all over and over again. So here's the bottom line. Virtual betting is not random. It is controlled. Platforms track and react to your betting behavior. Wins are programmed to keep you engaged, not to reward you. The more you try to win smartly, the faster the algorithm adjusts to make you lose. So, am I saying you should never gamble? No. That's your choice and your decision to make. But just understand what you are signing up for. If you are going to play, treat it as an entertainment. Never expect consistent profit. Never chase losses. Most importantly, never bet money you can't afford to lose. Because in this digital casino, you are not playing the game is playing you. And that's the bitter truth. This video is not meant to promote or encourage gambling. It is an educational experience meant to raise awareness about the internal systems of virtual betting platforms and their behavioral patterns. Always gamble responsibly and seek help if you feel you are developing unhealthy habits. If you found this insightful, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And also, for more tech breakdowns, cyber awareness, and digital reality checks, subscribe to Hack Only Evil.